I think what it's going to be is I'm gonna be doing a 1 year experiment where I try to actually move to Asia and right take it seriously and try to actually solve problems and including like how to make money. Okay, like um, just how to make money. Uh, yeah, finance, legal stuff, dating. Basically, the serious infrastructure. It's not like super sexy stuff. It's not like I don't really care much for traveling. But just I wonder if about the life infrastructure stuff, and it's actually not easy at all, really. But yeah, just like for example, one small example that happened today was, I my ChatGPT account got banned. Uh, that's kind of annoying. I use it to do programming and code and this or that, and I think it's because living in Vietnam, it's close enough to China. Maybe there's like VPN issues or something like that, where you kind of get mixed up, right? There's a lot of weird issues with the government and AI and this or that, but that actually directly affects me a lot. I sort of you realize that you have a when you move to a different country, you have all these like dependencies. Like today, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, if I don't have access to some of these like frontier tools, just because I don't live in the U.S., I live in Asia, that might mean my identity might have to change. Like I was a software engineer for a long time, but that's like not a very to even do that type of career. You need to have a lot of infrastructure, right? You need to have a stable desk. You need to have, and I think it's becoming a lot harder, right? You can't just use some random computer. You can't use some like random, 16 gigabyte MacBook Air or something like that. Nowadays, it really takes like a significant amount of money to be a software engineer, like in the proper way, I think. You need to have the right location, the right geography. I was almost going through another identity crisis today too. I was like, man, like maybe I need to give that up. Actually, like maybe software needs to take a backseat. Like maybe I should be a writer or something. A writer, all they need is a pen and a paper, and they don't need so many crazy tools. And you might not get locked out just because of where you live or this or that. Okay, so back to ChatGPT getting banned. Honestly, it's been on my mind. It pisses me off. But it really got me thinking about, sort of failure modes and like the future. I'm really quite concerned that it's kind of crazy that, China, there's a counterbalance. Oh, sorry, America, there's a counterbalance where, there's other AI coding models and such. But it's crazy that other civilizations like Europe or Russia, or there's like not more competition. It's like, and I kind of wish there was, I feel like AI is such a centralizing force. It's like these coding models, they're very powerful actually, and they can do lots of things. And if you don't have access to them, you really kind of feel it. But where's the competition, man? Even I tried the Chinese models, and they're just not as good. One random thought I kind of have is, I kind of respect Vietnamese history. It's like they fought back against the Chinese, they fought back against the Americans, the French. I feel like, okay, I'm not an expert obviously, but it really feels like they were able to retain their sovereignty and fight to stay neutral. And I'm just wondering, in this like new world, let's suppose if more and more of these AIs, because AI is such a centralizing force, right? Like, or That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that it's a pretty centralizing force. And it really makes the value of people, not just like Americans, but the people less valuable, right? Like what's going to happen to like the Philippines or something? But yeah, as I was saying, I do feel like AI is some sort of like national sovereignty issue, actually. Like, if if your country doesn't have access to AI or is part of the chain, the value chain, in the right way, I really do feel like you lose a lot of sovereignty, or possibly, right? And it really devalues the person's capability. Before anyone can be a software engineer, and now I feel like you actually basically have to be rich to have access to the frontier models. And I don't think this problem is actually getting any better because the chips are getting more and more expensive. It seems like it's getting more expensive, actually. Like the different computers and chips and stuff. But I feel like this issue seems to affect everyone, including me, as some sort of digital nomad. Like, let's suppose that for me to be a digital nomad, I need to create value online. I need to make money online. I need to do something valuable online. But increasingly, if I actually think that becoming a digital nomad is becoming harder and harder. Actually, it's not becoming easier and easier. Like, I don't actually agree with what those like YouTubers or the travel bloggers say about Thailand or Vietnam or whatever. Like, it's not becoming easier. Like imagine if tomorrow they sort of say, all right, for the frontier models for AI, the people outside of the U.S. you cannot use it. Okay, like make sure if your credit card and your payment address or whatever is not from the U.S., you only have you have a Vietnamese credit card or something, can't pay for it because China. Then that would affect your ability to digital nomad or like expat or move around a lot. So that's kind of part of my philosophy is like, I really do need to figure out how to simplify, I think. Maybe that's like one of the only ways around it. I want to move to Asia, but I do. And it's definitely becoming harder, I think. Anyway, it's Friday night, I could go out and party and stuff, but I just feel like I didn't sleep well yesterday. If I go out, also, what's the point? It's like there's no purpose. Like, I don't really want to, but it would be nice, I guess. That's why I'm vlogging, honestly. I'm making friends with myself. Honestly, I feel like the mall is a space station in some ways. Because you can't really walk around, like I like walking and I like thinking while I'm walking, but usually in the day it's like kind of hot and also it's a little bit smoggy sometimes. So I feel like the mall, like with the AC and it's all nice, it's kind of like a space station. Yeah, so I think this McDonald's hates me, dude. I literally always go here to take my really large bills, and I'll buy like one small thing to get the small bills, so I can pay the street vendors. Check out my promo. Introduction less.